The rhino, guardians of the wild rhinoceroses, or rhinos, are some of the most majestic and powerful creatures to walk the earth. These ancient giants have roamed the planet for millions of years, long before humans appeared on the scene. With their distinctive horns, massive bodies, and serene presence, rhinos are iconic symbols of strength and resilience. Yet despite their formidable appearance, rhinos face an uncertain future, struggling against habitat loss, poaching, and climate change. In this documentary, we'll journey into the lives of these magnificent creatures, exploring their biology, behavior, habitats, and the urgent conservation efforts to protect them. The word rhinoceros comes from the Greek words rhino, meaning nose, and keras, meaning horn. This aptly describes their most recognizable feature, the horn or horns that protrude from their heads. These horns are made of keratin, the same protein found in human hair and nails, and can grow back if broken or cut. Rhinos are divided into 5 species: the white rhino and black rhino of Africa, and the greater one-horned rhino, Javan rhino, and Sumatran rhino of Asia. Each species has unique characteristics, but all share a common ancestry that dates back millions of years. The African rhinos, white and black, are not named for their color. The term white comes from a mistranslation of the Afrikaans word wide, meaning wide, referring to the white rhino's broad, square-shaped mouth. In contrast, the black rhino has a pointed, prehensile lip, perfectly adapted for grasping leaves and twigs. Both species are enormous, with the white rhino weighing up to 2,300 kilograms, making it the second largest land animal after the elephant. In Asia, the greater one-horned rhino is a symbol of resilience. Found primarily in India and Nepal, these rhinos are often referred to as armored tanks due to their thick, plate-like skin that resembles body armor. The Sumatran rhino, the smallest and most ancient species, is covered in a reddish-brown coat of hair, which sets it apart from its relatives. Meanwhile, the Javan rhino is one of the rarest large mammals on Earth, with fewer than 80 individuals surviving in the wild, all within a single protected area in Indonesia. Rhinos are herbivores, spending most of their days grazing or browsing for food. African rhinos feed on grasses, bushes, and shrubs, while their Asian counterparts prefer leaves, fruits, and aquatic plants. Their size requires a tremendous amount of food, up to 120 pounds of vegetation daily for a single adult rhino. Despite their size and power, rhinos play a delicate role in their ecosystems. By grazing and trampling vegetation, they shape the landscape, creating pathways for other animals and promoting plant diversity. They are often referred to as ecosystem engineers for the vital role they play in maintaining their habitats. Rhinos are mostly solitary creatures, though their behavior varies by species, and white rhinos are more social, often found in groups called crashes, while black rhinos and their Asian relatives are typically more solitary. These animals have well-defined territories, marked by scent and dung piles known as middens. Rhinos communicate through vocalizations, body language, and scent marking, sharing vital information about territory and mating. Breeding is a critical aspect of rhino conservation. Female rhinos reach sexual maturity at around 6 to 7 years, while males take longer, maturing around 10 to 12 years. A rhino's gestation period is approximately 15 to 16 months, one of the longest among land mammals. Mothers are fiercely protective of their calves, which remain with them for up to 3 years before venturing out on their own. Despite their size and strength, young rhinos are vulnerable to predators like lions, hyenas, and crocodiles, relying heavily on their mothers for protection. While rhinos have few natural predators due to their size and tough skin, humans pose their greatest threat. Over the past century, rhino populations have plummeted due to poaching and habitat loss. Poachers target rhinos for their horns, driven by demand in black markets, where the horns are falsely believed to have medicinal properties or are used as status symbols. This illegal trade has decimated rhino populations, pushing some species to the brink of extinction. Conservation efforts have become a global priority to protect rhinos from extinction. Anti-poaching units, community-based conservation programs, and wildlife sanctuaries are critical in safeguarding rhinos. In Africa, programs like rhino dehorning aim to deter poachers by removing the horns without harming the animal. Meanwhile, in Asia, habitat restoration and the creation of protected reserves are vital for preserving the critically endangered Javan and Sumatran rhinos. One of the most inspiring success stories is that of the southern white rhino. By the early 20th century, this species was nearly extinct, with fewer than 100 individuals remaining in the wild. Thanks to rigorous conservation efforts, their population has rebounded to over 18,000, making them a symbol of hope and resilience. However, the northern white rhino, a subspecies, faces a grimmer reality, with only 2 females remaining, both under constant protection. Scientists are working tirelessly to save the subspecies through advanced reproductive technologies, like in vitro fertilization and genetic engineering. In addition to direct conservation efforts, public awareness and education play a crucial role in protecting rhinos. Organizations around the world work to dispel myths about rhino horns, promote sustainable tourism, and engage local communities in conservation. These efforts aim to reduce demand for rhino products and ensure that the benefits of protecting these animals are shared with the people living near them. Climate change adds another layer of complexity to rhino conservation. Rising temperatures and shifting rainfall patterns are altering rhino habitats, affecting the availability of food and water. In response, conservationists are exploring ways to make habitats more resilient, such as creating artificial water sources and relocating rhinos to areas with more stable climates. Despite the challenges, rhinos remain symbols of strength and perseverance. They remind us of the interconnectedness of all life and the importance of protecting biodiversity for future generations. Every effort to save rhinos is not just about preserving a single species, but about safeguarding entire ecosystems and the countless species that depend on them. As we watch a rhino grazing peacefully in the wild, it's easy to forget the immense struggles they face. Yet, every step taken to protect these animals brings hope for their survival. Rhinos are more than just icons of the wild. They are guardians of the natural world, shaping landscapes and inspiring awe in those fortunate enough to witness their presence.